From the moment we start to stand and move, the adductors have the added responsibility of maintaining balance and stability in posture and movement. Getting them to let go can be like teaching a dedicated parent how to enjoy their freedom when their children leave for college. Yes, the adductors adduct, but if you look at their insertion sites along the posterior femur and the medial knee and their origin sites all along the inferior aspects of the pelvis, you realize that they can do so much more. They can flex the hip or medially or laterally rotate the hip, depending on your source, but most importantly, they stabilize the pelvis. This means that their musculotendinous junction at the site of their origins is going to have had spent a lifetime trying to control things, and getting them to let go requires a lot of finesse. So while I have my client's leg laterally rotated so I can work on the adductors, I've also got a bolster under her knee, and this is going to soften the adductors. The more bolsters you have, the more ease you're going to find. I've been working through the sheet to create a gentle friction into this ropey muscle group, but oftentimes you'll find that they really just don't want to let go. So while my right hand is frictioning through each level and each aspect of this narrow group of tendons, I'm going to use my left hand to create a distraction. By sinking into the quads and into the anterior hip, I'm shifting the way the femur sits underneath my work. This can change the way the adductors receive what I'm trying to achieve. Similarly, I can switch my hands, use my left hand to do the work, and use my right hand to distract into the hamstrings. As I compress through the hamstrings and push up into the posterior aspect of the femur, again, the adductors are shifting their position and their perception of the work I'm doing. In both of these scenarios, you're also waking up a neural pathway between the adductors and the quads and the adductors and the hamstrings. Communication around how much the adductors have been holding on and creating control into these surrounding muscle groups can wake up awareness of how these muscles can help the adductors to relieve their stress and strain through their day-to-day activities. The other thing to keep in mind when approaching tension in this area is that the adductors live in their own fascial compartment. The upper leg is divided into 3 fascial compartments: anterior, posterior, and medial. So they have their own pocket of connective tissue that they live in, but the medial compartment is considered the weakest of the 3. But weakness here is defined as strength of the muscle tissue and not so much as tension of that fascial compartment. So while the adductors might be weaker in terms of strength, they hold so much more tension. Remember this when you're working in this area, and highlight fascial techniques as opposed to muscle techniques. Shift things around, shake things up, and when you feel like you finally have a little bit more ease in this area, extend your client's knee, offer a little space between the femur and the acetabulum of the hip, and set your intention into creating a passive elongation of these incredibly tight fibers. I've asked my client to let go of her kneecap, and I'm playing around with slight internal and external rotation, and I'm asking her to bring her awareness into her upper medial thigh and giving permission to those tissues to let go. With a little extra counter pressure into the opposite leg, I can connect one leg through the hip into the other and remind these tired muscles that it's okay to not fight every step of the way. Speaking of not fighting every step of the way, the Fault in Our Scars blended products harness frankincense and helichrysum essential oils to target when connective tissue gets stuck, like what happens when a scar forms. So when you have the Fault in Our Scars in your toolbox, you've got the kind of support that helps you work without a fight. Next week's From the Vault video dives into the infraspinatus, one of my favorite shoulder muscles that deserves a lot more attention. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and head over to my website, sign up, and get free shipping on your first order.